what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Hi everyone, I'm Anne. I'm a data scientist.
So we're going to answer the question right now. Is there any data and science to back up that the wall actually does exist?
Well, apparently it does.
Now, if y'all daddy Kevin Samuels didn't tell y'all about this wall, what witty responses would you guys have?
There's biological level, there's clear patterns as well.
All the good stuff happens after you turn 30. Do not settle for some mediocre piece of shit.
There's a lot of women out there, mostly identify as feminists as well, claims that the wall does not exist.
It saddens me that we've put so much pressure on girls to be chaste, you know, and to not have a bunch of partners. And then
This graph shows the age of the men versus the age that the woman looks best to them.
Every guy I've ever found attractive that I've tried to pursue, I've never been rejected.
Wait, hold on. You've never been rejected.
I haven't, I'm serious. So maybe it's my personality that gets them. I don't know if that's what it is.
One thing I notice about aging is people start to treat you so differently.
On OkCupid, which is a dating app, if you're within the brighter ranges here of pink 20 to 25, those women were getting the most attention from most men on those dating apps.
Yes, correct.
It dawned on me that I'm 46 years old and I don't have a husband to take care of me.
You couldn't talk to 18-year-old me if you weren't at least 6'2" or above.
I'm hurting y'all because I want to be loved. You know, a lot of us get on here, we act tough and we be like, I don't want a man, I don't need a man.
I've had a guy that's like legit been in love with me after like 2 dates and I'm like, you're so annoying.
Wow. That's so sad, I feel like.
It's kind of sad.
Never in a million years I imagine myself being single in my 40s. Never in a million years I imagine what's gonna be so hard.
The dark side of the sexual revolution. Of the dozens of men I've been with, I can only think of a handful I don't regret. I told myself I didn't care. I didn't care when he left in the middle of the night or hinted that he wanted me to leave.
What's your body count?
Are you gonna post this on TikTok?
No, probably not.
74?
74? My sexual fantasy, being over a balcony in DR.
You can do that here in Miami.
No, I'd rather do it in DR or Jamaica because I know people in Miami. Keep it on DL.
That red band is where woman looks most attractive to them, but more specifically, the peak is at the numbers. So all the numbers here, if you read it, it's around like 20, 21, 22.
After 25, it starts to take a slow, very inevitable decline there.
When I was younger, people would be nicer to me. Like, they would go out of their way to talk to me, smile at me, hold doors open. But as I've gotten older, what I'm noticing is that people, they don't do that. It's almost like you become slowly more and more invisible.
Do you think women should get married? Do you think women should get married after 30?
I think so. Yeah. I do.
Being single at 46 sucks. This is my reality. All the good men have gotten married in their 20s and 30s because they're good men.
But what's also interesting here is that do you see like a blob of like pink over on the right side when the men are in their 20s? Yeah. So what's interesting is that younger men are more likely to like older women than older men. So
When you're younger, you want to date older guys. And I'm not saying when you get older, you want to date younger guys, but when you get older, only younger guys want to date you. It's the wildest thing, literally.
You start to see like the occurrence of cougars and young men, right?
But the dopest flex is
Here it comes. This is the dopest flex. Let's get it.
when you can still pull in the granddaddy, the daddy, and the grandson.
Younger men, that's interesting. Younger men are more likely to be attracted to older women than older men are more likely to be attracted to older women.
Yes, that's correct.
Guys will DM me or want to take me out, and I'll Google them. I'll be like, you're 22 years old. Like, how? Like, how does this work? But like, so confident, so like, I want to take you out. I think you're amazing. And I'm just like, what's the cutoff? Like, I don't know the cutoff. I'm just saying, what is the cutoff?
I want to be very clear here and not have you confuse things, right? We're talking about sexual market value here, your value in the dating market, right? sexual market value. So when I'm talking and having this conversation with you, don't take it as your personal value as a human being. I'm just strictly talking about dating. If there's a man out there who's earning over $100,000 and he has the choice to go between a 39-year-old nurse who's already been divorced, who wants to be independent, or a younger woman who hasn't been divorced and doesn't want to be independent. She's like, hey, you take care of everything. I'm not going to fight you. I'm here to follow your plan. Why should he pick you over her?
Well, one, when you're dating someone that's older, they come with wisdom though. So why wouldn't you choose a woman that's already been through life and someone who's just now starting?
Men don't marry for wisdom.
Even if you're marrying just for sexual fantasies, sexual pleasure. So
And they,
why
and, they,
would
and, they don't,
tell me-
and they don't marry housewives for sexual fantasies or pleasure.
So why are you? So what are the reasons you're telling me that a man married? Because from what you're saying and from what I hear from other men, it's not the same. So why are you telling me that men marry?
Men marry housewives in specific. If we're talking about housewives and taking care of that house, they marry them for children.
I am a 51-year-old single mom who lives at home with my parents, and I'm the happiest I have ever been.
No. What? Come on, you don't want to go to bed?
It wasn't always this way, so stick with me here. After graduating from college, I moved a lot and often far from home. I spent most of my adult life working as a broadcast journalist. I had a dream career. I worked at CNN's Headline News for 7 years. I've interviewed phenomenal women like Janet Jackson and Misty Copeland. I've lived in New York, Doha, Qatar, and traveled to fabulous cities around the world. From the outside looking in, my life probably looked pretty amazing, and sometimes it was. The reality is more complex. I was often alone, expecting to meet a great guy and start a family. When that didn't happen, I decided at age 43 it was time to freeze my eggs. Then at 46, it was time for IVF, using those eggs and sperm from a sperm bank. You think Bumble is stressful? Try picking sperm. When IVF didn't work, I decided it was time to adopt.
I feel like the only people that really see me are other middle-aged women. You know, it's like we give each other this knowing look. And I saw a video about how Karens are women who used to have pretty privilege. I can totally see that being a thing because there's this, you get this privilege that people treat you nice and just give you extra attention that maybe other people don't receive. And then whenever that starts to slowly fade away and then completely stop, it's like if you aren't aware of what's happening, you feel like something's wrong with everybody else. What the freak is wrong? Why is everybody so rude and everybody's so dismissive? But as I've gotten older, what I'm noticing is that people, they don't do that. It's almost like you become slowly more and more invisible.
Your generation has been told you can have everything and there are no limits. And your world is your oyster. It's called a pattern interrupt. It's meant to shock you and get your attention to realize that guess what? You've been lied to.
I'm not a pick-me, but fellas, I do have to agree with Kevin Samuels because it hit me yesterday what he was talking about. And even though, y'all, I didn't like how Kevin was talking to women, and at first I was like, what you mean what I bring to the table? I am the table. No, you're not. No, you're not.
You can't have it all. You have to make choices.
Reality check I got once I was back in the dating scene was that I was not going to get everything that I wanted in a man that was on my list.
There's a movie called The Matrix. Came out in 99, 2000. I don't know if you watched it before.
My older boyfriend showed it to me during the pandemic, so it's
all right.
Yeah.
So when Neo was given a choice between the blue pill, which is the good feeling, go back to sleep and believe whatever you want, or the red pill. Do you remember what happened to him? The shock of that system, waking up, oh shit. But in order to become who he needed to become, he needed to wake up.
The walks of shame, the blackouts, the anxiety. The lie I told myself for decades was, I'm not in pain, I'm empowered.
To the mothers that have the luxury of being able to get a day or two to yourself. To the mothers that have more than just 3 or 4 people as a village. Please appreciate that.
I'm in a stage of life where I'm watching all my friends get married and
have babies. And my friend was like, you know, you'll meet the one day, don't give up. But now I'm at a point where I hope I don't, because what happens if I meet him and he wants kids and I'm too old to not be able to give him any?
Stop trying to hold marriage over women's heads as if it's something to look forward to. It's not. Okay? Why aren't you married? Because everybody's husband is in my DM. I don't have time.
But I'm not just letting from my own experiences. I'm looking at all the bitter old women whose life I don't want to end up like and taking vigorous notes on where not to end up. All them women that's very smart and got their own money and don't need no man and don't got no man at 32, noted. All them women that got 3 kids, 2 baby daddies, their baby daddy don't want them and they still don't got no man, noted. All of the women that claim that they're happy and that they're 40, almost turning 50, never had a husband, never been married, never wanted kids, never want to do none of that, but they sitting at home with their cat on TikTok at 40, noted.
Oh, they're gonna hate
I don't
her.
want to live y'all life, so I'm not taking advice from you, but trust and believe I'm analyzing that lifestyle to figure out how to not end up like that.
As always, guys, curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.